Hello, everyone. My name is Danny. This review is for the movie called The Peanut Butter Falcon. The Peanut Butter Falcon follows Zach, a young man with Down syndrome who runs away from a residential nursing home to fulfill his dream of attending the pro wrestling school of his idol, the saltwater redneck. On the road, Zach meets Tyler, a small time outlaw who becomes Zach's unlikely coach and ally. Together, they set out on a wild, life changing journey and try to convince Eleanor, a kind nursing home employee charged with bringing Zach back, to join them. This is a 2019 film. It is rated PG-13. It runs 97 minutes and it stars Shia LaBeouf, Dakota Johnson, John Hawkes, and introducing Zach Gottsagen. Gottsagen. This is the Peanut Butter Falcon. Well, I do have my trusty Kleenex here. I apologize for my cold, but I got to get this in here. So, the Peanut Butter Falcon. I heard a lot of good things about this towards the end of 2019, and a lot of people liked it. It is an original kind of feel-good story, and we also had the other movie dealing with wrestling before this called Fighting with My Family. Obviously, that's a lot better than this because it's a bigger production, has more Hollywood, more like a full, complete cast, and it gives a lot more of a genuine feeling because it's a really true story and everything. And this could be a true story, but it just didn't feel like the feel good film that Fighting with My Family was. So and I only relate the two because they have to deal with pro wrestling. So yeah, this movie is nice. It was a nice surprise to see Shia involved, and wow, what a character he had to pump out. And the roommate that Zach has at the beginning, he's a recognizable person, and the nursing person is very familiar. So altogether, this movie gets pretty well put together. It has a good storyline about a Down syndrome person wanting to do something, the way he acts towards people, and then they throw this crazy story at us to deal with while Zach's having his journey. And it almost seems a little bit distracting, I would say, but it's not like a big distraction. It's just hard to follow the two storylines at once. It's like they could be two separate movies, but they're trying to fit it all into one. So I guess that's like a good thing, because it means that they're not just having you follow this kid along on a journey to this wrestling school like a dog movie where it has a journey. It's not just one little simple storyline. So that's good, right? I'd say the bad part of this movie came at the end, and it kind of progressively gets more disappointing because I don't know. It's like the dialogue just gets worse and worse. The dialogue between Zach and his nursing person and Shia LaBeouf's character and the nursing person, like everything just seems so sappy, just like too simple, and then as it nears the end, it's just too predictable, and then it just gets kind of chaotic at the end, and they try for a really cool ending and then they go to a stupid ending, and I just don't know. Like from about three-fourths of the way through the movie on, it just gets really, really bad. And I don't know why they decided to just ruin this, but they could have had a really cool hit movie on their hands if they just would have come up with a better last fourth of the movie. I just don't understand what they were thinking. So I'm going to kind of pitch you the first three-fourths of the movie. that it's a really good, kind of a chase movie, even though the chase doesn't make all that much sense and the bad guys don't seem all that bad or have a real great reason to be chasing. But you got to realize the environment we're in and the seriousness of the situation, I guess. But I don't know. It just all seemed a little. I don't know. It just seemed like they were wanting to tell the story that they wanted to tell, and they didn't care if any of it made any sense. That's what it felt like. And so I'm not gonna say anything bad about the Down syndrome character because somebody made a movie about him to make us all go, "Aw, oh, isn't that nice?" And that's how I felt when I was watching it. I don't like Tyler in his initial sequence of that and all the. I'd like some more explanation of how his story in the chase made sense. And the last three-fourths of the movie, I would like a lot more explanation of why they went the way they did, why they went into this like imaginary situation, and then zapped to the hospital, and then zapped to something else. I thought it was completely ridiculous. I thought it was cop out for them not having an ending, and I think that's the only reason why I'm going to give this movie a B. I can completely suggest it. I can completely advise you to enjoy this movie and just take it in and say, "Oh, isn't that nice?" But good golly, Miss Molly, the ending is a mess. So that chalks up to a B for me. For the Peanut Butter Falcon. Thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and give something to watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. Enjoy your movies. Thanks.